Okay, let's continue brainbox in a moment. We switch Roto Move. It's very easy. If you select your object in character or any object, switch Roto Move. If you touch your screen or a button, it will be switch movement. If you open the settings, you can see the UI button is in the screen. It means if you touch the screen, it will change its movement. Let's see without changing any of the settings. Preview that. You can see if you touch the screen, it's go this way. Another touch, it's changing its way in X direction. Okay, we have A and B. A means click once, B means click again. It's changing its rotation. And the UI button is a screen. We can, I will show you how you create a button with that. If you click your object, you can see this is an X direction, Y, and Z. Let's talk about why is this falling down? Because if you go to the start, it's on a physics and dynamic. If you want to, this object doesn't fall, let's try static. But a problem will be occur here. If it's a static, it does not fall and the object will be act. You can see it's nice. It's maintain its position, but a bad point will be happen here. If you open collision shape of the objects from here, you can see this is a collision objects and preview. The collision shape will be maintained in its position. It's bad. Be careful about that. Okay. If you don't want to something like, because they are static and they don't have to fall down. To understanding that, I create a new sphere and make it dynamic and it fall down. Okay. The dynamic shape of the object will be maintained, but the object are moving. Okay, because it's in a static. Again, I have explained it before. For doing such these things that you want to your object make static but has a dynamic, and you can use kinematic. The kinematic is the behavior between dynamic and static. So again, the kinematic help us here. And if you play, you can see the bounding box of the collision shape. You can see it's going with its object. Nice. Okay, this is another important part. So if you don't want your object fall down and move, make it static. Make it kinematic. Going to the start, and this is in a screen. Mean if you touch the screen, it will be rotate. And in a linear velocity 3, it's going 3 positive 3 in this direction. If you click your screen, it's go negative direction on linear in a B section. Linear velocity negative. If you and make sure all of the Y and other axes are none. If you make it a 0, we have another situation that I explained it before in previous lesson. Timeout means, for example, after 2 seconds, it will be stopped and you don't need to touch the screen. Timeout. Okay, you can see it's stopped and waiting for your click. Okay, and it's waiting for your click. It's nice. Time up. Don't make it a 0. Delete 0. And sure, you can see none here. And you can add angular velocity, for example, any degree that you want, and of course negative of degree here if you want to rotate symmetrically. Okay, it's rotating based on X. You can see it's rotating based on X. Click, it's rotating negative angular based on X. Interesting. Or you can choose any degree from Y or Z. You can enter the timeout. It will be finished before you clicking. That's it. UI button. If you want to create a button for clicking that, going to the mind map. This is a word map. It's in the start of all scene, going to the 3D world, and you need it in UI. UI, I said before, it's a it's a simple label that create overlay of the object, the game word, and you can assign, drag and drop this line, connect it, and if you double click in this word, you can insert a control button here that you can change it to switch, rename it to better find it later, and from the here you can switch on this button and change. From here I will be explaining more, don't worry, and you can assign the keyboard here to clicking. For example, keyboard X, I switch that. And from here you can add an image here. You have to drag and drop your graphic here, but I bring this logo here, buildbox logo, and you can make it something like this. And done. This is an rename and switch. If you go to the 3D world and select the cube, if you go to the UI button, you can see, you have to see that screen. I think it has a bug. Yeah, you have to switch between the object, and you can see the switch button that you renamed before. And it's instead of the switch, the game waiting that you click on this button. Boom, you can see. Interesting. Or X. You can see I didn't touch that and hit the X in the keyboard, and it automatically bringing this switch. It's switching its way. Interesting. So sometimes it does not update automatically. You have to change the object settings that it will be update immediately here. And in the UI screen, you assign this button with a control button, and you don't need to change any setting. It's automatically detected by other nodes and other settings. You can assign another setting when pressed, and you can, for example, change the color to this. It means if you press and click, it will be changed, something like that. Image selected color. If you select, it will be changed. This is an UI screen. I will be explaining more in a next lesson. You can see when we press, it changes color. Interesting. Okay, this is another brain box